Can a teenager really ignite a brand new era for a centuries-old monarchy? Spain is watching with bated breath as Princess Leonor prepares to shoulder the historical weight of a crown that's been severely tarnished by scandal. You see, she represents a vital shield against the past, bridging ancient traditions with the fresh, exciting energy of a modern leader. Welcome to Learning English with Rassa.
Her story actually began on October 31st, 2005, right under the bright lights of Madrid. Born to King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, Princess Leonor arrived as the eldest daughter and the future heir to a kingdom that was desperately searching for a sense of stability. This really marked the beginning of an incredibly complex journey, one that was strictly designed to secure the survival of the Spanish royal family in the 21st century.
But, her childhood was framed by some pretty heavy criticism directed at the crown. The reputation of the royal house was severely damaged by the financial and legal scandals surrounding her grandfather, the former king Juan Carlos I. Accusations of money laundering and various past controversies created a dark cloud over the entire monarchy, leaving a legacy that Leonor would, one day, have to completely repair.
So to protect her from all this fallout, her parents orchestrated a highly reserved and strictly professional upbringing. She was kept largely out of the public eye, acting as a shield against the intense media scrutiny. And this strategic absence successfully built massive public curiosity and excitement, making the entire nation super eager for her eventual return to the spotlight.
As she grew older, she actually moved abroad to find some independence and broaden her horizons at the UWC Atlantic College in Wales. There, living with students from all over the world, she earned her International Baccalaureate. This time away was absolutely crucial. It allowed her to step out of the royal bubble, navigating the everyday challenges of student life without a constant escort, and preparing her for the monumental duties ahead.
Then, in 2023, she traded her textbooks for a uniform, embarking on a rigorous 3-year military crucible. This was a path completely unprecedented for a woman in the Spanish monarchy. She began at the General Military Academy in Zaragoza with the army. She swore allegiance to the flag, earned the rank of ensign, and was awarded the Grand Cross of Military Merit for her sheer dedication and discipline.
Her second year took her to the Naval Military School in Marin as a midshipman. Here, she faced the true test of navigating the seas during a highly demanding 5-month instructional voyage on the legendary Spanish training ship, the Juan Sebastián de Elcano. This international journey pushed her physical and mental limits to the edge, really teaching her the true meaning of maritime command.
And her final military trial brought her to the General Air Academy in San Javier. Joining as an ensign, she learned to pilot the advanced PC-21 aircraft, successfully executing solo flights. By completing this final phase in July 2026, she mirrored the exact institutional steps taken by her father, securing the deep, unwavering respect of the armed forces she will one day command.
With her military training complete, she stands poised to become the first queen regnant in Spain in over a century. Her flawless public appearances have ignited a massive cultural phenomenon playfully called Leonormania. The Spanish public, who were once quite skeptical, now watch with admiration as she single-handedly drives a royal resurgence, completely shifting the narrative away from all those past controversies.
What is truly remarkable about Princess Leonor is her relatability. She effortlessly bridges the gap between ancient tradition and modern Gen Z culture. In a fun national poll asking who Spaniards would most like to grab a beer with, she actually ranked in the top 5 and even took the #1 spot in the region of Murcia. Plus, her habit of mixing expensive fashion with affordable Spanish brands like Zara causes clothes to literally sell out instantly.
Of course, living in the spotlight means the media often fixates on her personal life. A massive internet frenzy erupted linking her to the Spanish football star Pablo Gavi. It all started when King Felipe asked Gavi to sign a small jersey during the 2022 World Cup, and it really intensified after a simple handshake at the Euro 2024 celebrations. Despite millions of views on social media, these rumors remain entirely speculative and completely unconfirmed.
Now she faces her next major chapter. In a very strategic deviation from family tradition, she chose not to study law like her father. Instead, she will enroll at the public Carlos III University in Madrid to study political science starting in September 2026. This modern choice perfectly equips her to understand global politics while she continues to balance her heavy duties as the Princess of Asturias.
Okay, let's explore our vocabulary. Our first word is an incredibly powerful verb, ignite. Listen closely to the American pronunciation. Ignite. Ignite. The stress is on the second syllable. It means to start a fire, or metaphorically, to spark a strong feeling or a sudden process. It actually comes from the Latin word ignere, which literally means to set on fire. Now, you might wonder how it differs from a word like kindle. Well, while kindle suggests a slow, gentle starting of a fire, ignite implies a sudden, explosive, or dramatic start.
Let's see this in action. Sentence 1. The princess's flawless public speeches helped to ignite a new wave of support for the monarchy. Sentence 2. Her modern fashion choices ignite immediate interest among young shoppers across Spain. Sentence 3. A good leader knows how to ignite passion and dedication within their team. In all three examples, ignite functions as a transitive verb, showing how Leonor, or really any leader, actively creates a sudden burst of energy or interest. It beautifully captures the suddenness of the whole Leonormania phenomenon.
Our second word is the adjective tarnished, pronounced tarnished. Tarnished. The meaning here is a dulled or ruined reputation. Historically, it comes from Middle French and was used in metalwork to describe silver or gold that had lost its shine and become discolored. Metaphorically, we use it for reputations. It's distinct from a word like destroyed. You see, if a reputation is destroyed, it's completely gone. If it is tarnished, it is stained and damaged, but crucially, it might still be polished and repaired over time.
Here are examples. 1. She inherited the heavy responsibility of repairing a crown that was deeply tarnished by past financial scandals. 2. The former king's tarnished legacy made it difficult for the public to trust the royal family. 3. Even a highly successful company can suffer from a tarnished image after a single major mistake. In our story today, this adjective perfectly describes the specific kind of historical damage done by her grandfather. It wasn't the absolute end of the monarchy, but it desperately needed the polish that Leonor is now providing.
Moving right along to word number 3, regnant, pronounced regnant. Regnant. This is an adjective meaning currently ruling or reigning over a country. It originates from the Latin regnar, meaning to reign. The key distinction here is between a queen regnant and a queen consort. A queen consort is simply the wife of a ruling king. A queen regnant, however, is a female monarch who rules in her own right, holding the actual sovereign power.
Let's read the examples. 1. Princess Leonor is preparing to become the first queen regnant in Spain since the 19th century. 2. The regnant leader in the tech industry must constantly adapt to new inventions to stay on top. 3. In many historical novels, the regnant monarch faces intense pressure from difficult political advisors. Notice how regnant emphasizes active, current authority. For Leonor, placing this word after the noun queen highlights that she will not just be a figurehead by marriage, she will hold the absolute supreme power of the state.
Word number 4 is rigorous, pronounced rigorous. Rigorous. This adjective means extremely thorough, exhaustive, or strict. It comes from the Latin rigor, meaning stiffness or hardness. When comparing it to a synonym like hard, rigorous is much more specific. Something can be hard just by being heavy, but if a process is rigorous, it means it is systematically demanding, strictly controlled, and tests every absolute limit of a person's endurance or accuracy. Look at the examples. 1. She successfully completed a rigorous 3-year military training program across land, sea, and air. 2. The engineering firm requires a rigorous testing process before launching any new equipment. 3. He started a rigorous exercise routine to prepare his body for the upcoming marathon. In the context of her military crucible, this word perfectly captures the grueling physical and mental demands placed upon her. It wasn't just a tough experience, it was a strictly regulated, exhaustive test of her capabilities.
Our 5th word is institutional, pronounced institutional. Institutional. This is an adjective relating to a large organization, an established custom, or a system of government. It comes from the Latin instituere, meaning to set up or establish. Unlike the word personal, which deals with an individual's private life, institutional deals with the structural weight, rules, and historical presence of massive entities, like governments, churches, or the monarchy.
Let's read these. 1. Leonor must carefully balance her normal university studies with her heavy institutional responsibilities. 2. The hospital is making several institutional changes to improve overall patient care and safety. 3. Following this strict dress code is an institutional rule that has existed for decades. These sentences show exactly how Leonor navigates two completely different worlds. She is a modern teenager, yet her life is constantly governed by institutional expectations, centuries of established rules that she simply cannot ignore.
Word number 6 is the noun relatability, pronounced relatability. Relatability. It means the quality of being easy to understand, feel connected to, or sympathize with. It's actually a very modern English word formed by combining relatable with the suffix ility. While a word like popularity just means many people like you, relatability means people actually see a part of themselves in you. They feel a personal, emotional connection to your behavior.
Let's review the examples. 1. Her relatability skyrocketed after she won a public poll about sharing a drink with regular citizens. 2. Good modern leaders often possess high relatability, which helps them build trust with their teams. 3. People genuinely enjoy watching that content creator because of his natural relatability. For Leonor, wearing affordable Zara clothing and scoring high in casual public polls provides her with this vital characteristic and makes a distant, wealthy monarch feel incredibly accessible and beautifully human.
Next up is word number 7, speculative, pronounced speculative. Speculative. This adjective describes something based on a guess, a theory, or a rumor, rather than on firm knowledge or proven facts. Coming from the Latin speculare, meaning to observe or look around, it contrasts sharply with the word factual. A factual statement can be proven with hard evidence. A speculative statement is really just people guessing about what might be true.
Here are the sentences. 1. Despite the massive internet hype, most news reports about the princess's romantic life remain entirely speculative. 2. The regional manager warned the staff not to make speculative comments about the upcoming company merger. 3. I avoid reading tabloid magazines because their stories are almost always speculative and lack real evidence. In our lesson today, this word perfectly defines the media's absolute obsession with the Pablo Gavi romance. Without confirmation from either side, every video and article is purely speculative.
Word 8 is poised, pronounced poised. Poised. This is a fascinating adjective with a dual meaning. First, it means being graceful, elegant, and controlled in your physical behavior. But it also means being strategically ready or prepared to do something. It originates from the Old French poiser, meaning to weigh or balance. If someone is ready, they are just prepared. But if someone is poised, they are prepared with absolute balance, grace, and unshakable confidence.
Let's read these examples. 1. With her intense training complete, she stands poised to take on her future role as the head of state. 2. The confident speaker appeared remarkably poised, even when the audience asked very difficult questions. 3. The experienced athlete is poised to break the world record at tomorrow's championship event. Leonor's highly professional demeanor proves she is poised. She isn't just waiting to be queen. She is balanced, trained, and gracefully ready for action.
Our 9th word is the noun deviation, pronounced deviation. Deviation. This means a departure from a standard, an expected norm, or a historical path. It comes from the Latin deviare, which means to turn off the road. When comparing it to a word like change, change is very broad. Deviation specifically highlights that there was an established rule or a traditional path, and someone deliberately decided to walk away from it.
Look at the examples. 1. Choosing to study political science was a strategic deviation from the royal family's tradition of studying law. 2. Any deviation from the original recipe will completely change the flavor of the dessert. 3. The sudden drop in temperatures was a significant deviation from the normal summer weather patterns. So the crucial point here is that by not following her father's exact educational footsteps into law, Leonor's choice is a deliberate deviation, signaling a bold new, modern approach to royal education.
And our final word is the verb enroll, pronounced enroll. Enroll. This means to officially register as a member of an institution or as a student in a course. It literally comes from the old practice of writing a name onto a roll or a scroll of parchment. While you can join a casual club or a gym, you enroll when there is an official, academic, or professional registration process involving documentation.
Here are our final 3 sentences. 1. She plans to officially enroll at Carlos III University to study political science in September 2026. 2. Many employees eagerly decided to enroll in the company's advanced leadership training program. 3. If you want to improve your fluency, you should enroll in a structured language school. This transitive verb perfectly anchors Leonor's upcoming academic step. She has been accepted, and soon she will officially enroll and begin her life as a university student in Madrid.
Okay, let's do a quick recap of our 10 words to ensure they are firmly locked in your memory. First, we had ignite, which means to suddenly spark or start something, just as Leonor has ignited a new era of hope. Next was tarnished, describing a reputation that is dulled or stained, kind of like the legacy left by her grandfather's scandals. Then regnant, a vital adjective distinguishing a ruling monarch from a consort, which is exactly the kind of queen Leonor is preparing to be. And fourth was rigorous, capturing the extremely strict and demanding nature of her military training.
Moving on, our fifth word was institutional, relating to the structural and historical responsibilities of the crown that Leonor has to balance with her youth. Sixth was relatability, the essential quality that makes her feel accessible and easily understood by everyday citizens. Our seventh word was speculative, meaning based on guesses rather than facts, which perfectly describes the endless internet rumors about her dating life.
Finally, we covered poised, describing someone who is gracefully and confidently ready for action, just as the princess is for leadership. Ninth was deviation, highlighting a deliberate departure from an expected path, like her modern university choice. And our 10th word was enroll, the official act of registering for her political science degree in 2026.
Now, let's explore a really practical idiom that ties perfectly into our story today: a clean slate. This phrase means an opportunity to start over without prejudice, or a situation where past mistakes or problems are completely forgotten. It originates from the days when school children or tavern owners used chalk on slate boards. When you wiped the chalk off, you literally had a clean slate to write on. This applies so well to Princess Leonor. For the Spanish monarchy, she represents a real chance to wipe away the scandals of previous generations and begin again with a fresh, untarnished image.
Let's look at how you can use this in everyday conversation. You might say, after moving to a new city, she felt like she finally had a clean slate to rebuild her career. Or, the new manager promised the team a clean slate, ignoring all their past performance issues. Now, I have a short challenge for you. Think of a time when you needed a fresh start. How would you construct a sentence using a clean slate? Seriously, try writing it down to practice.
So, I want to leave you with this final thought. Can modern education and a relatable, youthful appeal truly secure the future of a centuries-old institution? As Leonor steps into the university and further into the public eye, only time will tell if Leonormania is a permanent fix or just a temporary bandage. If you want to continue improving your English and join an amazing community of learners, come find us at @FluentMind on Telegram. Keep practicing, keep questioning, and I will see you in the next lesson.